We'll talk about Hogwarts Legacy and shit in a little bit. I mean, that part of the discourse is like completely unrelated. WL community, I don't care what y'all say. Y'all motherfuckers not even allowed to play a game without being fucking bullied. I mean, I just don't understand like how this is the new discourse, but like most people are playing it. Like most people are gonna play it. I'm in a unique position. My point was the only people who won't play it are people not because they think like, oh, they're genuinely being transphobic if they play it, but they so dumb that they shit on you as if they would change its popularity. Yeah, exactly. I think the reason why I said that wasn't for the rest of the world. That was more so like a inside of the leftist sphere kind of conversation. You know what I mean? I wanted to have a conversation with leftists online to be like, listen, you guys are doing this stuff, but ultimately it just like makes us look bad. And you're not going to really like get anything. You know what I mean? You're not really going to get your goals across because ultimately, no matter how fucking mid this game is, like, and I don't even think it's mid. From what I understand, people enjoy it. They're selling you the concept of being able to go to Hogwarts as a child. If you read the fucking IP, which is almost as popular as the motherfucking Bible, you know, people are gonna want to purchase it, right? There is no, at this point, there is no like platforming J.K. Rowling or platforming Harry Potter. It's already been platformed. It's like saying, why are you platforming fucking Donald Trump? Girlfriend reviews did everything right, free copy and raise money for the Trevor Project. Yeah, they did what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was, because I knew that this was inevitable, that this was going to pop the fuck off, I wanted to potentially use the momentum and the eyeballs that are on Hogwarts Legacy to, one, bring awareness to J.K. Rowling being fucking transphobic, and two, raise a bunch of money and get other streamers on board to raise a bunch of money. And people misunderstood my take. I think everyone is motivated by their own fucking personal politics or their own personal opinions, you know what I mean, in this regard. And that's kind of why they like popped off on this shit. Oh, W community over whatever. No, most people in the Poggers community or most people on Twitch are going to play it. Most people are apolitical or they don't give a shit. The only people who won't play this are going to be people who legitimately don't want to offend trans people. I myself normally in you know, a younger me would have said, fuck you guys, I'm playing this shit and I'm raising money for the fucking trans charities. I don't give a fuck, suck my dick. You can call me transphobic all day, every day. But like, I'm old. I'm an old man. And I hate it. I hate how much like this discourse continues and ends up fueling people. You know, I'm in a unique predicament. It's not hard to just not play the game though, but there's no purpose to not. You're being stupid if you don't understand what I'm saying. Either you're being like purposely obtuse or what's going on. Like, I'm not desperate or dying to play any video games. I'm not desperate or dying to play this particular video game. I'm probably not going to have a lot of time to play it regardless. There's a lot going on. Okay? So you keep saying it's not hard to just not play a game. First of all, we are Twitch streamers. It is quite literally like a fundamental part of the job is like you play the new popular game. You know what I mean? You play the new popular game. So like the idea that like people should not play this game is stupid, especially because like virtually every single fucking thing that you put money into, every single corporation that you buy from, everything that you do is run by transphobic, awful, monstrous people. They just don't fucking chirp all the time on Twitter like J.K. Rowling does. And a lot of people recognize that like actively combating legislation is almost impossible in this country where they're basically legislating away trans existence. So what do? They get mad at like people who want to play the Hogwarts game as though like those are the people who are like, yeah, let's, yeah, I'm super on board with fucking super on board with like the new bill that says you have to die if you're a doctor who prescribes someone the gender confirmation surgery or HRT or whatever. It's just, it is what it is. It doesn't matter ultimately. I'm sure like the people that get heat for it are going to be the Blows and the Foosleys and people who have like an otherwise positive community. And ultimately, I can't lie. Like, I'm not going to sit here and lie and act like you are definitely transphobic if you play this game. Just because trans people told you not to play the game and you play the game does not mean that these people are transphobic. They're just not. I'm sorry. I don't think you're transphobic for playing the Hogwarts game. And you will never be able to convince me of this reality. Okay? You just won't. You won't. You won't be able to. And people are hella annoying on the internet going like, dude, oh, you fucking caved to the bullies, you fucking idiot. Cyberbullying isn't real. Just turn off the computer. And it's like, no, I just don't want the headache. I don't want the headache. I don't want the fucking headache. Thank you, Themasius, for the playlist. Yeah. Also, there are community members who worked on the game. There are trans people who worked on the game. People are just being silly across the board. All right. It's not liberal to say promoting this shit spreads transphobia and hurts trans people. Bro, okay. From a Norman perspective, and this is something that you like, I mean, this is something that I have to explain to this community regularly. Okay. But even in general, like playing this fucking game is not spreading transphobia. Transphobia isn't about like what upsets trans people. What the fuck? Like, that's crazy. This doesn't promote transphobia any more than literally every other fucking part of your consumption does. Okay? The only difference is J.K. Rowling is fucking annoying and that personally frustrates you that she like makes money and then literally flexes that she's getting residual checks. Just be honest about it. The game is not about trans people. There's nothing like, there's one trans creator in the game. Please stop. Okay? Like, that's crazy. You literally, I think a lot of people have like, for some reason thought that, I don't know, that there's just like, this offends me personally, which means it's like transphobic. Like, what the fuck? You will never be able to convince anyone with that argument. You know what I mean? And even then, the game is anti-Semitic and pro-slavery. That's what I've heard. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I haven't played it yet. I would like to fucking make fun of it. I play Call of Duty. I play the Call of Duty campaigns, and those are demonstrably pro-military industrial complex. You think I'm on board and love watching fucking brown Muslim men get slaughtered in the hands of like the Western imperialist forces in the real world? No, but nobody fucking chirps when I play Call of Duty. Because, well, one, because most people don't give a shit about Muslims in general. But two, like, that would be laughable. Can you imagine if the Muslim world united and got together and were like, we need to boycott Call of Duty because they're making us villains, which objectively is worse than Hogwarts. Because in Hogwarts, the trans people are not the villains, okay? They're not. There's one trans character in the game and that's it. But it would be fucking ridiculous if the entire Muslim world was like, yeah, this is really fucked up. It's just like, you know, vilifying Muslims further, fueling the fire. You know what I mean? That's crazy. That would be a crazy thing. What the fuck are you talking about, man? Nobody fucking freaks out when I play Call of Duty, okay? Nobody freaks out when I play Call of Duty because they understand I am critical of it. It's like saying you're platforming Donald Trump when you have Donald Trump on your broadcast, which many people did say to me, and I laughed at them. Okay? Sounds like you're making an excellent case for not playing COD. Okay, you, my friend, might be that person, okay? But you cannot make other people live in your world of rules and no fun, for example. You know what I mean? That's not how this works. The best argument against playing the game I've seen is JK's royalty checks go toward platforming transphobic legislation. Kind of a reach, but also not nothing. Exactly. That is the only argument. But again, that's not a standard you can abide by, because everything goes to platforming transphobic legislation. Like everything that you consume from pretty much every fucking facet of society is controlled by wealthy fucking billionaires who are racist, bigoted, homophobic, transphobic, all of that shit. Okay? Nobody outside of people that are extremely online on Twitter and also Twitch, by way of Twitter discourse making its way to Twitch, because Twitch is also extremely online, gives a single shred of a fuck about this. Which is why I'm saying, if your goal is to make an impact, you're not making an impact. All you're doing is stopping people that just wanted to play the game from playing the game that weren't transphobic. You know what I mean? And that's it. If that makes you feel good, like you fucking dampened the blow of the game that currently has 1.2 million concurrent viewers, congratulations. You did that. You got like a bunch of, kind Twitch streamers that, work to effectively make like a pro-trans community. You got them to be worried that they're going to come across as transphobic. So they just aren't playing the game. Yeah, I think it's a silly argument, but all the people saying this are on Twitter, which is owned by one of the biggest transphobes on the planet. Exactly. This also shows why many decentralized movements often fail. There was no organized #boycotts Hogwarts legacy movement with proper goals or ads, just telling people to not play the game with no real end goal. Yeah. So, the only thing that will stop people from playing Hogwarts Legacy if the game is if the game is demonstrably unplayable, okay? Like genuinely mid, demonstrably unplayable. And it's too late anyway. Motherfuckers pre-ordered it. It was breaking records before it came out. I don't know why you thought that this was going to stop anything. And I knew that this was going to happen. And I already have like a disdain for commodity consumption as a form of like protest. I think that that's silly. I don't like that anyway. I think it's like a failure overall if it's not associated with like tangible legislation. You know what I mean? You seem to care more about streamers' feelings rather than the fact that trans people might be uncomfortable as TERFs have adopted Harry Potter. TERFs haven't adopted shit. And no, I don't care about streamers' feelings more than I care about the feelings of trans people, but I do care about the trans movement, okay? Not just trans people in general, but the trans movement in general. Because the trans movement is ostensibly a leftist movement. It's a movement that is dedicated to helping a marginalized community. And if the only time the trans movement on liberal spaces, okay, get coverage because they're fucking being like crazy about people playing Hogwarts Legacy, then that kind of alienates other potential allies in the margins. This is something I talk about regularly because like ultimately you do have to kind of make a fucking argument every now and then. You know what I mean? To bring people in the margins over, which is why I always say, like, whenever I'm talking about trans issues, I'm not talking to you, trans people. I'm talking to other people who might be transphobic, who are in the margins, who will potentially not be transphobic. Okay? Because you're trans. You already know what the fuck is up. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to convince you. You already know it's dog shit. It's dog shit. It's awful all the time. People are constantly fucking attacking you. You feel like you're constantly on the defense. You know that already. You're not here for that. You're here for the memes, right? You're here to be in a community that is otherwise welcoming, that is otherwise a massive leftist community where you don't have to constantly be on the defense and be fearful that there's like transphobic people in here. You know that we destroy transphobic people. Then when they come in here and they just like fucking say some insane shit, we immediately snipe them, right? You will never be able to go to a community that is this fucking large that openly combats transphobia aggressively while simultaneously talking about trans issues, okay? At this point, most people already know, like, even if they are transphobic, they can't even say anything in the chat because we'll fucking clap them. So, so basically, you know, it's not happening, right? It's not for you. When I talk about this issue and how like people come across, it's also not even about, again, it's not because like, oh, my streamer friends got hurt. Like, you're trying to hyper individualize an issue when I'm trying to, again, analyze how this looks. Anyway.
People make choices, right? And their choices, I respect them full-heartedly, right? If it only affects them and doesn't resonate with anybody else, right? When you start fucking pressing people, right? Because they don't do what you want them to do, and they don't have your own they don't have the same opinion as you, you're just being a cucklord. It doesn't matter what the fuck kind of thing you have, I don't to do, and they don't have your own they don't have the same opinion as you, you're just being a cucklord. It doesn't matter what the fuck kind of thing you have, I don't give a fuck what it is about anything, you're just being annoying. It's just annoying. That's just how I feel. People make choices.
What? I don't even understand what he just said. This is one instance where I just didn't even understand. Çevir diyorsun da nasıl çevireyim abi bu herifi? Bu herifin anlamıyorum bir dediği şeyleri. Anyway, J.K. Rowling is transphobic. J.K. Rowling also made transphobic material. You don't even know the name of the books that she wrote about a trans murderer. Do you want to know why? Because no one fucking cares when she makes transphobic content. People only care about Hogwarts, and there's no anti-trans anything inside of Hogwarts. What the fuck are you talking about? And even if there was, let's be real, I, as a political commentator, if this entire game was literally anti-trans, I would still fucking play it to specifically shit on it. Okay? So shut the fuck up. I play Call of Duty, and that is unironically anti-everything I stand for, okay? It is literally pro-American imperialism. And I play it, and everybody loves it when I play it because they love my criticism and my commentary over it. Okay? So shut the fuck up. This conversation has gone on for too long. Okay? Anyway, let's continue on something else. It's gonna be a idiotic cycle because everyone is now gonna go like trans people are so crazy about this shit.
People are gonna.
That ought to give Professor Fig some
People are
breathing
gonna hate me for this taken. Okay. This match will take him. People fund, okay, all sorts and types of evil with their daily purchases across the board in even way worse ways than you could even imagine.
This is true. He's right. Everything that you consume is infinitely fucking is created by awful people, okay? It's created by awful people. So as long as the material isn't like directly harmful, what the fuck are you talking about? It's just so stupid. It's so fucking dumb. Or when you watch Shapiro or Crowder doing racism in Black History Month or Tate or Kanye. Exactly. Exactly. There's two different parts of this. There's two different parts of this where it's like, on the one hand, I as a political commentator, of course, there's so much fucking discourse in this, like, in everything else, down to like media consumption being like your primary marker of being a good person or a bad person. Like everything I fucking despise is captured in this Hogwarts Legacy discourse. Okay, everything I fucking hate, and I want to make this a teachable moment. Okay, yeah, COD is not only pro-imperialist propaganda, it's literally funded by the State Department. No one gave a shit when you played that because they knew you were going to criticize it and make content out of it. This is an unimaginably dumb controversy. Keep doing your thing, King. Exactly. And it's also relevant. That's just whataboutism. What? No, it's not. Twitch is literally, yeah, you're right. Twitch is owned by the company that modernized slavery in the United States of America. Okay? You're talking about why you're singling out Hogwarts Legacy. And I'm telling you exactly why people are singling out Hogwarts Legacy. I'm telling you why. It's because J.K. Rowling is insanely transphobic and very annoying. Okay? My goal now is to basically use this as an opportunity to educate people to stop doing fucking purity-seeking liberal media discourse, okay? What did Mango JPEG say? He often has a good take on shit like this. People who seek absolute purity in the media they consume don't have serious beliefs. It's lib shit. We watch Fox News daily on this broadcast. We can consume shit critically. Exactly. And the other side of this is, though, that like Hogwarts Legacy probably does not even deserve critical consumption because it doesn't have anything to do with trans people. There's nothing transphobic about the game. You know what I mean? It's just the person who made it is a very loud, annoying fucking transphobe. Rare Mango W, exactly. Anyway, which is sad because, like, I'm in the middle of this as always, okay, as is like every piece of fucking discourse. I want to use this as a teachable moment, okay?